In today's world, politics and ideology have become deeply polarized. What if I told you that both liberal and conservative thought are necessary for a stable and thriving society? Through a theological perspective, we can see how these two forces shape history, faith, and civilization itself. Conservative thought prioritizes tradition, stability, and the preservation of established order. It seeks to maintain what has been proven to work. Liberal thought challenges boundaries, pushes for progress, and introduces radical change when the status quo is no longer serving the people's needs. Both are essential. Without progress, stagnation occurs. Without stability, chaos ensues. Christianity itself is an example of how these forces interact. Without liberal thought, Christianity would not exist. At the time of Jesus, Jewish theology held specific expectations for the Messiah. Many believed he would be a political or military leader who would restore Israel's sovereignty. Jesus did not fit this mold. He preached a kingdom not of this world, forgiveness instead of rebellion, and salvation beyond earthly rule. Conservative Jewish leaders rejected him because he did not align with their traditional expectations. But some Jews, namely his disciples, believed in his message. They accepted a radical redefinition of the Messiah, one who came to suffer, redeem, and offer spiritual salvation. This was a profoundly liberal move, as it required breaking from long-held religious dogma. As the disciples spread his teachings, they challenged not just Jewish norms, but also the Roman and pagan traditions of their time. Many early Christians abandoned their hereditary faiths, facing persecution and martyrdom for their beliefs. This willingness to question and change, the essence of liberal thought, led to the growth of Christianity. Once Christianity was established, it needed structure. Tradition and order were essential to preserve the teachings. When Emperor Constantine legalized Christianity, the faith took root as the foundation of Western civilization. Institutions such as the Catholic and Orthodox churches codified doctrine, protected scripture, and defended Christianity against external threats. For example, during the Crusades, conservative thought rallied Christian nations to defend their faith against external aggression. Likewise, when Protestantism emerged, conservative factions sought to maintain doctrinal purity. Though reform movements sometimes corrected corruption, unchecked liberalization also led to heretical sects that strayed from biblical teaching. Today, conservative thought continues to uphold religious tradition, ensuring that faith remains grounded and protected from ideological drift. Western societies thrive because they balance both liberal and conservative forces. Liberal thought drives progress in science, technology, and social reform. It has led to advancements in medicine, civil rights, and artistic expression. On the other hand, conservative thought maintains the foundations of society: law, governance, education, and morality, preventing cultural decay and preserving what works. However, as society drifts away from God, we are seeing distortions of both ideologies. Liberalism without ethical grounding can devolve into radical progressivism, or Marxism, which rejects tradition entirely. Conservatism without humility and openness can harden into authoritarianism or fascism. Both extremes have led to suffering and destruction throughout history. This imbalance is not random, it is a spiritual battle. The further we move from God, the more we descend into chaos. Radical ideologies exploit division, leading to social fragmentation. Satan thrives in disorder, and we must recognize how ideological extremism plays into his hands. Democracy itself is a biblical concept because it upholds free will, the very gift that God gave humanity. In Genesis, God did not force humanity to follow him. He granted free will because love cannot exist without choice. Likewise, a healthy society allows its people to choose between different paths, both conservative and liberal. Without choice, there is only oppression. If we continue to abandon God, society will become enslaved by authoritarian ideologies, be it fascism or Marxism. So what is the solution? Instead of demonizing those with opposing beliefs, recognize that they play a vital role in the balance of society. Conservatives must acknowledge the necessity of reform. Liberals must appreciate the stability that tradition provides. Above all, we must return to God. Only through Christ can we avoid the pitfalls of ideological extremism and restore moral clarity to our world. If you are watching this and have not yet considered Christ, I urge you, reconsider. Without him, you can never be truly free. But with faith, we can resist chaos, rebuild a righteous society, and hold firm in the knowledge that Christ will triumph in the end. Thank you for watching.